Hello everybody, welcome back to another Rockabilly guitar lesson, and today I'll show you how to play All I Can Do Is Cry by Wayne Walker, a fantastic singer and songwriter who also wrote How Do You Think I Feel for Elvis. And I will not only show you the solo, I will show you the whole song from start to finish. The song was recorded in 1956 and released on the ABC Paramount label. It's one of my ever-growing request lists, but it's also part of an upcoming Udemy course, hopefully out at the end of January, early February. It's called Rockabilly Rhythm Guitar, a guide to what to play between the solos. And in one of the sections, I will talk about the question and response method. Basically, you're responding to what the singer is singing. He sings a line, then you play a nice lick, and then he plays something else, and he plays something pretty. So this method can be very well illustrated by using All I Can Do Is Cry. That's why I chose the song. And apart from that, it's a great song, a rockabilly classic, one of the minor rockabilly anthems. For me, it's number one, or maybe next to The Moonlighter's Broken Heart. So I will show you the whole song from start to finish. If you want to have access to the tabs and the jam tracks, then you got to go to my Patreon channel or to my shop at shop.randyrich.de. Of course, all the links that you need are in the description below. And if you haven't done yet, please subscribe to my channel and press the bell button so you never miss a lesson. Here is How to Play All I Can Do Is Cry by Wayne Walker, featuring Grady Martin on lead guitar. All I Can Do Is Cry is in the key of C minor, and Grady Martin uses the harmonic minor scale for all his licks. But let's start with a look at the natural minor scale first, because that's the easiest to learn and to remember. You start on the root note with your index, so this is the A string, 3rd fret, C. And then you play a ring finger and pinky, then to the next string, index, ring finger, pinky, next string, index, ring finger, and this gives you 1 octave. The natural minor scale. And to get the harmonic minor scale, all you got to do is erase the 7th note, the B flat, a half step. So you get B instead of B flat. And then it sounds like this. It's got that oriental feel, yeah? The harmonic minor scale, one more time from the top. C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B, and C. And this is what Grady Martin uses here for all his licks in All I Can Do Is Cry. Let's start with the intro. So you start on the low E string, 3rd fret, and slide to 8 from G to C. And then you play the 10th fret, 10th fret again, but you bend down here, but the tone bends up. Back to 8, then to 11, 8, and 10. And let's play the first part here. So it sounds like this. And the second phrase is very similar. But this time you bend up twice, yeah? You don't go to the 11th fret. And then the last part. It starts the same, slide from 3 to 8, then 10, the bending, then to the 11th fret, 11th twice, 10, 8, back to 10, 8, and then you slide to the 3rd fret. And I usually do it this way, like I slide to the 3rd and then my middle finger will take the 3rd fret. Then it's easier to play the next part here, where you play the 3rd fret, E string, and then 2nd and 3rd on the A string. One more time, the last slide. But it's up to you, yeah, what you want to do. So one more time, the whole intro. Now let's have a look at the first verse that starts with "Left my girl in Kansas City," and you're replying with a guitar like this, starting on the low E string. On the 10th fret you bend a half step, then 8, 11, 11 again, to 8, and 10. One more time. And then the next line, "Left her crying in the rain," and you play something like this. So you play the D string, 5th fret, together with an open G string twice. And then the 3rd time you play the D string by itself and slide off. That's very typical Grady Martin, sliding off and into the chord. Yeah. Then the next part. Again, this time you slide into the chord, into the 5th fret, and you play just the D string, both string, and you slide off again. Huh? So it sounds like this, the whole phrase. And then the next part, well, I told her that I made my mind up. So you play on the B string, sliding into the 8th fret, down to 6, slide into the 8th fret again, and back to 6 one, then you can slide off. Like this. So, well, I told her that I made my mind. And then I didn't, in the next line, I didn't want to see her again. You play the G chord, just the top 2 strings here. I didn't want to see her again. And then the answer again. Just the 10th and the 8th fret, starting with the 10th to 8 and the 10th fret twice with a bending. Alright, so now I will play the whole first verse for you, and I try to sing along. I won't sound like Wayne Walker, it's early in the morning. I hope you don't mind me jumping octaves. Try to focus on the guitar. Left my gal in Kansas City, left her crying in the rain. I told her that I made my mind up. I didn't want to see her again. Then the second verse starts with, what makes the night so lonely? This would be your first phrase, starting on 2 when you count in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it starts on the E flat, D string 1st fret, twice, to C, yeah, A string 3rd, back to E flat. Then the E flat again twice, and you want to keep the notes short. Open D string, followed by the 3rd fret, A and E string, and that's why I have my ring finger here flat on both strings. One more time, the first line. What makes the night so lonely? Okay, and what makes the night so long? where you slide into the 5th fret and you want to hear the open G string again. Then to the 3rd, D string, slide again. 5th fret, 3rd, and then slide off. And what makes the night so long? Something like this. And then the chord again on the next line, G chord. I guess it's just because I'm a man. So on 2 you just start this short G chord, 3rd fret B string and 4th fret G string. I guess it's just because I'm a man. And you just play the 3rd fret B string to the 4th on the E. And then the run. All 8th notes starting on the 4th fret E string to the 3rd, and then on the B string 6, 4, 3, 5 and 4 on the G string, and then you end up here on the 5th fret D string. And this again the harmonic minor scale we talked about earlier, just starting here on the A flat, yeah. But it's essentially the same notes, just an octave higher. And then you play the chord again, this time a short. That's done a good woman wrong. And then you play a line that goes like this. That leads you into the chorus. Yeah, so it's 1st fret D string, open D string, 3rd fret A string, then the 1st, this would be B flat, so this time it would come from the natural minor scale. Open D and then 1st fret D string. So here's the whole 2nd verse for you, slowly. What makes the night so lonely? What makes the night so long? I guess it's just because I'm a man. That done a good woman wrong. So let's have a look at the chorus. It starts with I can't eat. And you play 1st fret D string, open G, 3rd, and then slide to the 5th. And then I can't sleep. And you play starting on the B string, 3rd fret, to 5 on the G, 4, back to 5. All I can do, just play the 4th fret here. All I can do is cry, and then you play cry. That's just the 5th and the 3rd fret, yeah, on the B to the A string. So let's do the chorus again. I can't eat, I can't sleep, all I can do is cry. And then all I can do is cry, and then the solo starts. So then after the line, all I can do is cry, it goes right into the solo that goes like this. So it starts with just one single note, the C here, huh? 3rd fret A string, but the rhythm is quite tricky. You got to pay attention to the tabs or listen to the solo again, and I will play the first part of the solo a few times so you hopefully can get the rhythm right. Starting on 2 end, yeah? 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 and 2. One more time. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1 and 2. It's all taking place on the A string here, using the 3rd fret, the 5th, and the 6th. Yeah, and the bending, of course. Maybe one more time. Let me sing this line again. All I can do is cry. Maybe that's more plausible. Then the next part, starting on the E string, 3rd fret, the G. Then, similar to what you played before, but without the bending, this time you go to the 6th fret twice. Yeah? Then the slide from the 3rd to the 8th, and this is just like the last part of the intro. So here's the whole solo for you, slowly. All I can do is cry. So we made it all the way to the 3rd verse. It starts like this. I told her that she was a traveler. So here's another variation on the low E string. Starting on the 8th fret this time to 10. Hammer on from 10 to 11. Back to 10. 8. And all the way back to the 3rd fret. And together with the first line, it sounds like this. Told her that she was a traveler. And then next line, I told her that she played around. So the slide again that we had before from the 3rd to the 5th. 3rd fret, D string, slide again. And then you play the D, G, and B string. Yeah? 5, 4, and open. Like this. Next line, but I was just a lying man. And you're replying with this nifty lick here. Keep the notes short as well. This is the 4th fret, E string, to the 3rd, then on the B string, 6, 5, 3, and 5 and 4 on the G string. And then trying to hide the tracks she'd found. And then you play. Very simple, straightforward. Yeah, 10 with a bending to 8, and then the 10th fret again, twice. So here's the whole 3rd verse for you. Told her that she was a traveler. Told her that she played around. But I was just a lying man, trying to hide the tracks she found. Now let's have a look at the 4th and final verse that starts like this. I'm gonna catch myself a flyer. You start on the 10th fret, bend down a half step to 8, then to 11. Pull off from 11 to 10, 8, and back to 10. And together with the first line of the 4th verse, it sounds like this. I'm gonna catch myself a flying. And then one that's Kansas City bound. This phrase was played before in the song, yeah? Should sound familiar to you. And the next line, I'm gonna looking for my baby. Where you slide into the G chord, but just on the D and G string. Then you put your index onto the 3rd fret, D string, and play the D, G, and B string. Now this is an G7 chord here. Ring finger goes onto 5. Again, the 3 strings. And then just the D and G string, where you go back from the 5th to the 3rd on the D string, and the middle finger stays on 4. And let's have the vocal line before. I'm gonna looking for my baby. And then, good Lord, I hope she's still around. This is another chord here. I think that's what he's playing. It's really hard to hear. It's quite low in the background. Yeah, just the 4th fret on the G string together with an open B string. And then it goes into the next chorus with the single note here on the A string 3rd fret, the C. Starting on one end. Good Lord, I hope she's still around. And this is the same run that we had before the first chorus, yeah? And then just like in the first chorus, and again, this is all the same. Let me sing along with it. I can eat, I can sleep, all I can do is cry. And that's probably the trickiest part of the whole song. So all I can do is cry. It starts pretty straightforward here with quarter notes. 5 on the G string to 3 on B, 4 to 3. Yeah? Then you play quarter triplets. And then 6 to 5 to 3. Huh? That's 8th note triplets, and I would use pull-offs here. Like this, 6 to 5 to 3 on the D string. Then you play 6 on the A string, and end up here on the 3rd fret A string. One more time this part. All I can do is cry. And then all I can do is cry, and then goes into the outro. So slide into the 3rd fret, and then you do the bending on the 5th fret. Then slide from the E string 3rd fret to the 8th, and again with the bendings. Slide again. This time you use the 11th fret. Slide from 8 to 3 and back to 8. Like this. Let's do the last chorus again and the outro. I can't eat, I can't sleep, All I can do is cry. All I can do is cry.